Syed Zafar Islam, as per all constitutional experts, please explain the silence of the governor, because constitutional experts feel that the governor now has plunged the state of Bihar into a constitutional crisis.
Well, Preeti, you have to understand that the governor has to depend the legal opinion he will draw from the legal experts is on the role of or on the which is with the governor. So I think one has to wait, because he is waiting for the legal opinion, and whatever is the legal opinion, because there are a lot of complications given the way Hemant Soren has resigned. He has resigned when he was in the custody of ED. So whether there should be a governor rule, because of the various constraint, constitutional constraint which we are facing at this point in time. So I think let the governor take a proper legal opinion.
But Dr. Islam, explain to our viewers, sir. I know it's a...
What is the hurry?
I understand. No, I'll tell you what's the hurry is, sir. What was the hurry in the state of Bihar? Within hours, the governor called in Nitish Kumar to stake claim and form government, and within 24 hours, there was a government in Bihar sworn in. I'll remind you a case of what happened in Maharashtra, where 5 a.m. in the morning, an oath was given, sir, by the virtue of the governor. Now, in this particular case, where the constitution is, sir, concerned, and I have gone through it, there is no need for any legal opinion at all that needs to be taken. If there are numbers, if there is confidence, in Mr. Champai Soren, he has a video, sir. He has 43 MLAs on video. He has signatures of the 43 MLAs. He doesn't even need to parade them in front of the governor as per the constitution. That's the purpose of a floor assembly test. So questions now need to be asked. Why is the governor silent, sir?
Preeti, I think when you say that you have gone through it and you are giving an opinion here, I think you should restrain.
Sir, okay, do you
definitely lack the
Dr. Islam, do you trust PDT Acharya, one of the top constitutional experts of the country? Do you trust him?
No,
he himself has said this is a constitutional crisis.
I'm not commenting on anyone, or there may be many legal luminaries and they may have opinion. But all I'm saying that this is a very unique situation where the chief minister was already arrested when he resigned. He didn't go alone to tender his resignation. He went with the ED official. That only suggests that there is a different complexities here. Because once you're arrested, whether you can tender your resignation, there are some complications you must understand before opining
that's
on
the question. I'm trying to understand. No, Dr. Islam. Where it needs to be called out, it needs to be called out. No, sir. I'll tell you why. What is the complication in this?
I'm trying to tell you that. So complication is that the biggest complication that he was arrested first before he has tendered his resignation. That creates a lot of complications. Whether the governor governor should invoke Article 356 and there should be a governor rule there. Whether governor has the right to call another person who is taking claim.
Okay. All right. Okay. Mr. Islam, we can hear you very well, so I'm going to come right back. I want to bring in Shama Mohammad into this conversation. Shama Mohammad, Mr. Islam, Dr. Islam says, Dr. Mohammad, that at this point of time, there are lots of legal loopholes that need to be plugged in by the governor, and one of them is there's no precedent of it. The fact that a sitting chief minister is arrested before his resignation, so the governor needs to contemplate and come up with the best decision.
Today, we are very clear that there is undeclared emergency in this country. There is no democracy. Now, you have a party, along with its alliance partners, showing the government the numbers. What sort of nonsense is Zafar Islam saying? The numbers are there. The governor should immediately swear in the CM, Champai Soren. But like you mentioned, Nitish Kumar in few hours, it's very clear. See, look at the pattern. The pattern is ED goes after Rohit Pawar, questioning him, Tejasvi Yadav questioning him, Shibu Soren questioning him. It's only the opposition where they question. They do not question anybody else. Now, let me give you another example here of a person called Pratap Sarnaik, an MLA of the Shiv Sena United in 2022 March. He had 11 crores, the ED attached in a money laundering case, and along with it, 2 flats. And the case was in the National Spot Exchange Limited. By September, the Economic Offence Wing closed that case. Reason being, Pratap Sarnaik joined the Eknath Shinde faction of Shiv Sena. Now, this is what I call, it's a one side. If you're going after corrupt members of parliament, corrupt chief ministers, corrupt anybody, please go after everyone. But let me finish. Another very important is Ajit Pawar. Ajit Pawar has always been called corrupt, not by the Congress party, but by Devendra Fadnavis, Kirit Somaya, and the Prime Minister of India. As soon as he joined, the ED closed the case. I mean, there is quite, it's all quiet and there's no investigation. And the other one is Narayan Rane. Narayan Rane was hounded by Kirit Somaya. In fact, he wrote a letter at that point of time to Joint Director Satyabrata Kumar saying that, there is this huge diversion of money from a tax haven to something called one Agvigina Park, a residential complex being built. He wrote a letter giving evidence. Now, my question, even then, Rane also was called corrupt, not by us, but by Bharatiya Janata Party. Now, why is the ED not questioning this? Look at the pattern. The pattern is it is using the ED now to go after opposition, all the India alliance, arrest them so that there is no alliance partners and they can go to election. It's open. And what happened in Chandigarh? I mean, it's shameless. What happened, how the mayor election happened, it's an open cheating right now. So my question is also very important today is that all these agencies, basically all CBI, all the investigative agencies, they're all sitting in a bubble because what has happened is a case is put in court. There is a false investigation and no conviction. So they have lost their credibility completely. And one last point I want to say today is, like every mature democracy in the world, whether it's United States, UK, there is an oversight committee over investigative agencies. In the United States, there'll be a Senate committee. In the UK, another committee, and they question these investigative agencies. Say, listen, you went to Shama Soren. Why did you arrest him? Why didn't you go after Narayan Rane? To question. So we can make a group of member of parliaments here.
Okay, I want to bring in.
Why is that happening here?
Okay, I want to come back and shift the focus back to the state of Jharkhand because right now Jharkhand is in crisis, viewers. There is no chief minister. It's in constitutional crisis. And Dr. Tanuj Khatri, spokesperson JMM, is with us. So what's the plan of the Vidhayak Dal का क्या अभी प्रतिक्रिया है खत्री साहब? क्या विधायक दल रांची में ही ठहरेगा, गवर्नर के इंतजार करेगा कि आगे क्या डिसीजन ले, या विधायक दल को हैदराबाद शिफ्ट किया जाएगा, जो चर्चा हो रही है?
देखिए, जिस तरीके से पिछले कल जो हुआ, एक चुने हुए मुख्यमंत्री को, लगातार काम करने वाले मुख्यमंत्री को किस प्रकार से साजिश करके झूठे आरोपों को लगा करके जेल भेजने का काम किया, और उनका मुस्कुराता हुआ चेहरा आज भारतीय जनता पार्टी को की सरदर्द को और बढ़ाने का काम कर रहा है झारखंड के अंदर में और देश के अंदर में। आप समझिए किस तरीके से पड़ोसी राज्य में जो पिछले दिनों राजनीतिक घटनाक्रम हुआ, चट मंगनी पट बिहार के तर्ज पर चट इस्तीफा और चट शपथ, पट शपथ। लेकिन आज 24 घंटे हो जाएंगे कुछ ही देर में, मुख्यमंत्री ने खुद जाकर के इस्तीफा देने का काम किया,
जी
खुद जाकर के इस्तीफा देने का काम किया।
खत्री साहब, ये बताइए, अब विधायक दल रांची रहेगा या हैदराबाद जा रहा है?
झारखंड में है लोग
जी,
47 से ज्यादा विधायक हमारे ऑलरेडी पूर्ण बहुमत की सरकार है, तब आपको पेट में दर्द क्यों हो रहा है? सवाल उठ रहा है, सवाल झारखंड की जनता कर रही है कि किस पर्दे के पीछे से क्या कर रहे हैं आप लोग। आपने एक इनोसेंट मुख्यमंत्री को जेल भेजने का काम किया और वो हंसते हंसते
खत्री साहब, मैं एक बार जो भाजपा के प्रवक्ता है, मैं भाजपा के जो स्पोक्सपर्सन, एक बार उनके पास जाऊंगी। Syed Zafar Islam, the question is right now, one might say that the legal opinion is being taken, sir. But on the sidelines of it, Look at what the likes of Nishikant Dubey, your Jharkhand leader, is saying, constantly suggesting that there is a split where the MLAs of the JMM coalition are concerned, that there are only 35. The JMM is alleging that the Bharatiya Janata Party is trying desperately to break the MLA group. On the other hand, the governor in all of this, then the role of the governor comes into question because the silence is damning for the JMM. The more time that possibly your party gets to break them is the charge.
It's a very unfair statement and allegation you are making, Preeti, because it is the role of the governor. He is sitting on a constitutional position and it is the responsibility as a governor to examine all the pros and cons of a decision he is taking. Legally, it should be tenable. You are comparing this situation with the situation in Bihar and elsewhere. Was Mr. Nitish Kumar arrested when he tendered his resignation? No, he was not in the custody. You must understand that is a differentiating factor. You must understand that. And Mr. Tarun, whatever name is there, the JMM spokesperson, he is claiming that he was smiling. अरे भाई हंसी के पीछे क्या गम छुपा रहे हो? आपने कितना गबन किया ये तो पता है, इस देश को बताइए ना कि what are the crime he has done? He has plundered the state's wealth, and more importantly, people must know that this is only one case against him. There are several cases against him. Of every case, he has plundered so much money.
Dr. Islam, fair enough. That is up to the ED to investigate. And if there is a case against Mr. Soren, that's for ED to find out. Let's once again focus back. So let's again circle back to Jharkhand politics. And I'm going to bring in Shama Mohammad, but I'll ask you a question, Dr. Islam. And that question stems from the fact you're saying that this is the first time, it's unprecedented, that a sitting chief minister has been arrested. Therefore, legal opinion needs to be taken. So, we've actually sat down and spoken to constitutional experts and taken legal opinion on what is the best way forward for the governor. Everyone has only one thing unanimous to say. Either Hemant Soren, even though he was arrested, should have been asked to be a caretaker chief minister, which he wasn't asked by the governor. And secondly, Mr. Champai Soren should have been called, and then it was up to a floor test to prove majority. So what's really happening today, Dr. Islam, is not just unconstitutional but immoral.
No, there's a very strong statement you're making without understanding the subject. You are referring to some constitutional expert. I don't know whether the experts have opining on this issue without realizing the fact that it is a very complex issue. It is very different from the issues in the past you are referring to. The fact that this is one of those kind of case where the chief minister was already arrested and then he went with the ED officials to tender his resignation. This complicates the issue. Whether the new government should be in place, whether all these things, let the governor examine it, get it examined, whatever be the legal opinion which is correct and legally tenable is something which the governor will take a call.
All right, okay, Shama Mohammad, the fact is, to flip the question around, okay, the governor needs to take in legal opinion because this is an unprecedented case. Allow him the time. Why is the JMM coalition, of which you have 16 MLAs, scared that you will break? Stick together. You have the majority. It will happen sooner than later.
We are not scared, but there is Manipan, Musclepan threatening. They're just threatening to put, here he says, oh, there is a lot of corruption. Now, ED has investigated around 5,500 cases. What is the conviction rate? 23%. That's even less than 23 people. So that's less than 1%. So what is he talking about? This is just making a bubble out of it. And I'm telling you, this is unprecedented. In the history of India, first of all, you've not arrested a chief minister. And the chief minister, being what he is, has also tendered his resignation. I can understand he was arrested and said, I will not resign. And you take him in, then the governor has to think what will happen because the chief minister has been arrested. He has not resigned. Yes, he needs to think. Here the chief minister clearly goes to the governor, resigns, says who will be taking over, shows the number, everything. This is nothing but to break the government in Jharkhand, and they want to form the government using undemocratic means. That is what is happening. See, here, if you look at it, what has happened in India, never before the Election Commission has always been a very independent body. Now, I want to ask him, if they want to keep these independence, why did they bring about a bill where they moved out the Chief Justice and put a cabinet minister, so the Prime Minister and the cabinet minister have 2 votes, and the 1 vote is the leader of opposition in the Lok Sabha. So 2:1 means you put your Election Commission there. So these are things which are undemocratic. Okay. So you bring in bills like this, it's very clear. Let me tell you, if this election, the coming election, for example, the Bharatiya Janata Party wins, then it is a fraud on this nation because they're cheating out all the way, doing all sorts of things. I have never seen anything like this in the history of India, where in undemocratic ways they are openly doing it. I mean, what we saw in Chandigarh, it is revealed openly the way the presiding officer is removing, putting a tick. So it's unbelievable, and we will not be quiet. We will form the government in Jharkhand. You know, the government is there, and we want the governor to immediately see to it that Champai Soren is sworn in immediately. That's what has to happen.
Champai Soren. All right, Dr. Syed Zafar Islam, you wanted to come back. Please go ahead, and then I'll cut across to our reporters on ground.
I think Dr. Shama Mohammad, when she refers to the history of India, she must know during Congress regime, how many times Article 356 has
No, we are not talking about that.
Allow him. Can I just get Dr.
Please do not interrupt. I heard you.
Please allow.
You have
got the same privilege. Only Doctor, can I just get Dr. Islam? Go ahead, sir.
She has no discipline. All I'm trying to tell you that when she has to dig history, she must know her own party's history. How many times they have invoked Article 356, and how many times they have actually made changed the government. So they made Chief Minister to resign even when he's in the aircraft. So these are the tactics they have used. They have actually responsible for many governments to fall in the past by using articles, invoking Article 356.
But Dr. Islam,
so
it's not so much of our unconstitutional means are lesser than your unconstitutional means. Ultimately, what is taking place right now in the state of Jharkhand, sir, is unconstitutional as per most experts. But we're going to leave it at that. You say there has been no precedence of it, so the governor is taking legal opinion.
Undeclared emergency. That's what is
all right. That's what the opposition alleges. We're going to leave it at that. I appreciate both of you taking the time and joining us.